Hello there. It is Saturday, December 6th, 2025, and I am doing a food review. This is the local deli, and they have lunch specials, $5 lunch specials every day. You get an entree with two sides most of the time, depending on what the meal is. And so let's get started. So I got my meal right here. So they got the deli. And so every now and then, if you hear me snapping at the cats, it's because they're trying to get up on my grill here. And then of course I got some potato chips. I have not eaten since lunch yesterday, so I am starving. And then I got my unsweet tea. All right, so this is the Game Day boneless wings. Hang on a second. Hang on. Okay. Grab that. That's what I use for the cats. That keeps them away. Okay. So, Game Day boneless wings, $5. So, you can see the $5 right there if I tap it. Okay. And it's a local grocery store. Well, I say local, it's regional, but they're headquartered here, called Brookshire's. Do this here, maybe I get it here. Okay. All right, get the thumbnail there. Okay. So, what should I eat first? I think I'm going to dive right in. So I got buffalo wings. They're a little hard. And then I got turnip greens. I needed something green that wasn't starch. And then mac and cheese. Okay. I do love their mac and cheese. All right, let's try their boneless wings. I haven't had their boneless wings before. They look like they might have a little kick to them. Not bad. Little tiny kick, but not bad at all. Mm-hmm. Put a little chips here so I don't eat too much. And this is the queso cheese ruffles. So this is what they look like here. And that's a good one there. Oh, look at the cheese on that one. And they also gave me this bag here. Let me see what it is. Oh, it's chips. So yeah, they don't have no flavor. It tastes just basically potatoes. Okay. I'll stick to my ruffles. So now we're going to try the spinach. It is good. It's not hot anymore, but it's been a minute since I got home. I got home and I put my, I had to go to the store mainly to get some vegetable stock and then for my, and some chili seasoning for my chili because it's chilly outside, so perfect weather. And so when I got home, I put what groceries I bought away. And then I put my chili together. I had to chop my tomato, chop my onion, and then put everything together, pull the ground turkey out. I mean, it's not restaurant quality, it's fast food quality, but it's good. It's really good. I mean, it's a good bachelor meal. No. Don't you look at me like that. I could just eat the macaroni and cheese, get a tub of it. If I let myself. And that's the thing, I learned eating, I eat for comfort food. And out of boredom. And if you do it enough, like when you watch your TV and you find yourself snacking or eating, you'll find yourself falling into that habit. And then when you're trying to cut back and you don't want to snack while you're watching TV, then it becomes, then you realize those urges. No. This is the other cat. Cat number 2. And this is homemade tea. So, I used to love sweet tea. Good old Southern sweet tea at McDonald's. Eat it, drink it all the time. Surprised my kidneys aren't screaming at me now. And I didn't like unsweet. Oh, that's the reusable straw, stainless steel. And I didn't like unsweet. But back in 2023, I got on a really hardcore diet because I was upward almost 300 pounds. And it was hard. It was very, very difficult. But I figured it's either that or the consequences of not taking control of my health. Anything else is good? This is what I like doing. Putting cheese on the chip. Adds to the cheese. But I was going to the gym 3 times a week. I start out at half an hour, and my goal is a mile. I built my way up to 3 miles in an hour. Once I got down below, I got down to 198. First time in my life below 200 pounds. I was ecstatic. And so I did slow down, and because it's a lot to walk. Then I started having knee issues about the same time my aunt got sick in 2024. So I had to, priorities. And then I had knee surgery, and then she, of course, passed in the summer of 24, in July. It's hard to believe it's been almost a year and a half. And then in the fall of 24, I had knee surgery, I had a torn meniscus repair. So I really didn't get back into my gym routine until the spring, this past spring, and I was back up to 225. 224, 225. The doctor, at doctor visit in August, I was actually at 224. Oh, that means I gained 26 pounds since I hit my low weight of 198. So, and the doctor, he gave me a goal of 20 pounds for my next follow-up physical in February of 2026. Well, my ears, they make, for some reason, they overproduce earwax. and about once a year to about once every year and a half, I have to have them cleaned out because they get so much you stop up. My hearing's like I have a severe head cold, and that happened. So I went to the doctor Thursday and had my ears cleaned out, and I weighed in, and this was my clothes on at by this point about 2:45 in the afternoon. I weighed at 210. So I'd lost 14 pounds since August. So that was really a good, encouraging. And again, have no chicken sugar. Oh, that was a tough one now. I was going to show you the meat, but I think that was mostly bready. But it's still good. So, and my goal, so I have 6 more pounds to lose before I reach my goal that the doctor set for me. So that would put me at 204. And for my secondary goal of 197, that'll put me 1 pound less than my lowest weight as an adult in almost 2 years ago. So that leaves me 12 pounds I have to lose. And then my ultimate goal is 170. So that's 40 pounds I'm still needing to lose. And it's there. It's all right here. And that's the hardest part. It's all in the gut mostly. Now here's a nice big fat chicken. Let's see how much of that's chicken and bread. Look at it. I'm sure it would straighten up. Or does it clear up? No. Thing is, you have to want to take care of yourself. You know, if you don't care about yourself, you don't care what happens in the end result, you know, that's more power to you. We're all adults. We all make our own decision. We can tell each other what to do. But, and I'm not going to call them out, but there are some YouTubers that I watch because they don't take care of themselves and they eat like a vacuum cleaner, just siphoning the food through the mouth like it's their last meal or something. And I look at how much they eat, quantity, and how they eat, and I use that as an example of what not to do. Like, for an example, this meal right here, like I'm already starting to feel full. Like I'm gonna finish these little 2 chips up, and the rest of this I'm gonna save for later. But I've seen some YouTubers, they'll probably get 3 of these and eat on them. This is 1 meal. I mean, I'm making it 2 meals, but and a lot of these, what they call mukbangs, which I like the term mukbang, don't get me wrong. But if you do the true mukbang, basically you gorge yourself like a glutton with all the spread and eat as much as you can. And I really think that's not a good example to be setting. You know, since social media has a huge, huge influence. We really have to be careful what we do and say on social media. That's why I try to keep things on my social media positive. Any negativity I address immediately. And go from there. But one of the biggest things I've noticed is they will siphon their food, like literally like a vacuum cleaner. Like you plug the vacuum. Say I took a vacuum cleaner hose and just open this plate and put the hose in there. That's how they eat. I've noticed some of them. And that's why I think, and I've read a lot of research on it, and I think that's a lot of reasons why people, that's me. I've done that before. I'm not saying I'm innocent. I'm guilty of that. Because one of my first jobs, I only had a 20-minute lunch break, so I had to siphon the food so I could get back to work. Well, that put me in a bad habit. Excuse me. And even to this day, I still catch myself. I mean, I would have already probably had this done 1/3 of the way into this video if I didn't control my speed and how much I eat. And I didn't put huge gobs on my fork like say if some had the same meal, they'll put like 2 or 3, try to stab my fork into 2 or 3 of those chickens and eat them, or they'll put like a big gob of macaroni and cheese. Probably won't even get turnip greens or any vegetables. And that's why you see me with a fork with turnip greens in the mac instead of a spoon, because the spoon can hold a lot more, and so the fork helps me control my portion, so I'm not putting big gob in my mouth. And but yeah. Oh, and I even have crushed ice. Look at that. I have a machine that makes crushed ice. I'm not bougie with a refrigerator that has an ice maker. I could be, I guess, but I'd have to have plumbing installed. But anyway, that was a good meal. For deli, fast food, I give it a 4. Overall, 4. Customer service there is great. Again, the customer service 5. So, all right. Well, that's it for this food review. Hope y'all have a wonderful weekend.